Myles Lewis-Skelly's push to be Arsenal's starting midfielder. Published, it has never been a straightforward journey for Myles Lewis-Skelly into the Arsenal first team. The 19-year-old's development has been rapid since his breakthrough in the 2024-25 season. He took his chance when injury was rife in the Arsenal squad to become one of the best young fullbacks in the Premier League. That form led to him breaking into the England squad, and in March 2025, Lewis-Skelly became the youngest man to score on England debut when he claimed the opener in a 2-0 win against Albania at Wembley. A few months later, the academy graduate was rewarded with a new 5-year contract. What was most impressive about his breakthrough is that left-back is not even Lewis-Skelly's natural position.
Get ready for a fitness upgrade. Featuring cutting-edge technology and high-precision sensors and tracking on the free VSync app, the eTech City Smart Fitness Scale is your platform for success. The scale provides 13 essential biometrics, complete with helpful data graphs on the VSync app, all viewable on your personal profile. The scale handles all kinds of shapes and sizes and is safe for the whole family to use, at home or on the go.
Ready to order? Scan the QR code now or visit grabdeal.us/9.
The teenager came through Arsenal's Hale End Academy as a midfielder and has always maintained that is his best position, even if the role of fullback provided him the platform to showcase his talents in the Gunners' first team. The attributes that show why he was so highly rated during his time in the academy were easy to spot, even while starting in Arsenal's back four. His ability to invert into midfield, protect the ball in tight spaces, and burst away from opposition, players are up there with some of the best in the division. However, despite such a strong finish to his first campaign, last season was much more of a test for the teenager. Defender Ricardo Calafiori, who Arsenal signed for £42 in 2024, regained his fitness, and the Italy international's versatility and maverick nature when going forward plays such a big part in the team's attack. Meanwhile, Mikel Arteta also brought in defender Piero Hincapié from Bayer Leverkusen on loan with an option to buy, which the club have now turned into a permanent deal. With both players older and carrying more experience than Lewis-Skelly, minutes were hard to come by for the youngster. Arteta said himself he had been tough on Lewis-Skelly. But with Martin Zubimendi's performances fading towards the end of last season, Lewis-Skelly was finally given a chance to showcase his ability in midfield against Fulham, with 4 games of the Premier League campaign remaining. His performance was so good that Lewis-Skelly then started all but one game in the end-of-season run-in, as Arsenal won the Premier League title and were beaten by Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League final. Football in this era is as much about the business as it is about the game on the pitch, and with Lewis-Skelly an academy graduate, if the club were to sell him, he would present pure profit on the balance sheet. That is something that supporters do not like to hear, especially with a player who is one of their own and has such a bond with the club. And that debate is something that Lewis-Skelly is aware of himself, writing the caption, "Pure Profit," on a picture of himself with the Premier League trophy when Arsenal celebrated the title at Selhurst Park on the final day of last season. Arsenal want to be a sustainable club, and the transfer market encourages trading. That is something that is greatly needed for the Gunners, who, despite having room in their finances, have to think about selling after spending about £250 on new players last summer. The club had considered listening to offers for Lewis-Skelly, but his excellent end to the season in his preferred central midfield position has been noted, and that may have sparked a rethink over his status this summer. Why Lewis-Skelly looks like he will start for Arsenal, it is important to note that the Gunners are moving closer to completing the signing of Newcastle captain Bruno Guimaraes for a fee which could be up to £80. An arrival of that quality could put a barrier in front of Lewis-Skelly's route into the first team. But Lewis-Skelly's talent, ability and history at Arsenal will always have him as a contender for game time, and this season could present him with a clear run at starting for the Gunners in midfield. The World Cup's late finish and the number of Arsenal players involved in the tournament mean his competitors for a starting place are going to be behind him in match fitness. Captain Martin Odegaard, England midfielders Declan Rice and Eberechi Eze, as well as Zubimendi and Mikel Merino, who won the tournament with Spain, are all yet to join up fully with the Arsenal squad. While Lewis-Skelly has started and impressed in pre-season friendlies against Girona and Real Betis, and the player is focused on working hard for his opportunities in the upcoming campaign. Against Betis, he was at the base of the Arsenal midfield and looked assured with the responsibility he was given as the deepest-lying midfielder. He showed his strength in bringing the ball upfield when Arsenal needed someone to progress play up the pitch. He also linked up well with Calafiori, while Lewis-Skelly filled in at left-back when the Italian went on one of his adventurous runs forward. "We just speak in the last few days about this connection that we have. We don't need to speak," Calafiori said of his partnership with Lewis-Skelly. "I really like to play with him, a really good player." The Community Shield against Manchester City is in just 9 days' time, and Lewis-Skelly looks as though he is going to have the chance to show why he should have been given the nod in the Arsenal midfield sooner.